Welcome back to the second module of Apply Customer Service and Ethics. In today's module, we're going to be looking at how to behave professional in a work environment. And here are the module outcomes. First, you know how to behave in a business environment, interpret body language in a business context, interact with people in a business setting, but also assess own professional behavior in a business setting. Now, to behave in a professional manner in a business environment. If you want your customers to respect you, you need to have a professional approach to your business where people will feel that you can actually trust you and they will also get good customer service from you. As we have seen earlier, ethics and professional behavior is of importance when dealing with both external but also internal customers. Examples of professional behavior is to greet the customer in a friendly, professional manner, but be firm, polite, and professional. Do not become involved in an argument or an unpleasant discussion. Business ethics generally means knowing what is right and wrong within your workplace, and then doing, obviously, what is right. Business ethics deals with the moral issues that can arise as a result of certain business practices. Professionalism in the workplace. It is required of all staff employed by an organization to behave in a professional way in the business environment. The words protocol and business etiquette are often used when referring to professional behavior. Protocol is defined as a code of conduct for various situations. Business etiquette is defined as the forms required by good breeding or prescribed by authority to be observed in social or official life. Applying the company code of good conduct. The code of conduct is a set of rules and regulations to guide employees as to how they should actually behave at work. It's a formal guide to the behavior in the workplace. The code of conduct refers to a set of enforceable, compliance-oriented documents setting out policies, procedures, and rules, and is used to set a standard for operating a business, for example, the way we dress, and also our working hours. Now, the dress code in an organization. The dress code of an organization is considered suitable, will vary according to the type of business as it's undertaken. When we see a person in a white coat, we assume that they are connected in the world of medicine in some way. Whether we admit it or not, we do judge people by their appearance, and clothing is obviously a major part of that. Observe behavior of peers and assess parameters of appropriate behavior. In the workplace, your peers are your co-workers, those internal customers who actually work with daily. You will be faced with ethical and professional behavior issues in your day-to-day activities relating to issues involving individual responsibility, such as being totally honest when completing expense accounts, calling in sick when you actually need it at home. Demonstrate positive listening skills. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that order. In other words, listen more than you talk. Active listening is a skill and is as important as giving orders in obtaining results. Explain regulations regarding smoking in the workplace. Every place of work has rules and regulations about smoking at work. This is also laid down by the law, where certain areas have been declared non-smoking areas. If you ignore these rules, you can be prosecuted by your employer as well as the government. Now, to explain a code of conduct, a code of conduct is basically set up agreed rules about how employees in an organization must behave. A code of conduct is basically a declaration of ethical principles, organizational values, and acceptable behavior expected from all employees as well as managers in the workplace. Most organizations implement mission, vision, and value systems to reinforce positive behavior, but also to create a sense of belonging for the workforce. Ethics concerns itself with what is morally good or bad and what is right or wrong. Ethics deals with morality of persons as individuals and also that of groups of individuals. Work ethic is the attempt to do business but in a fair and a just way. Unethical practice is the following, so it's like bribery, loose talk, industrial espionage, invoice fraud, product fraud, advertising fraud, as well as favoritism. Good work ethics is being honest, taking pride in the work, and also being loyal to your company. Interpreting body language in a business context. When communicating non-verbally, you can express different feelings without even noticing or voicing these feelings. Non-verbal communication is the process of communication of sending but also receiving wordless, mostly visual cues between people. A non-verbal message reinforces the verbal message by adding to its meaning. Humans pay more attention to the way in which something is said than they do to the actual words of the speaker. In addition to listening to the words, the listener pays close attention to the position of the speaker's body, gestures and mannerisms, eye contact and posture, as well as paralanguage of speech. Now, explain the role of posture and eye contact in communication. Sitting up straight or even leaning towards the speaker lets the person know that you actually are interested. When you slouch, it is not showing good manners. It tells the speaker that you are more interested in relaxing or maybe falling asleep than actually listening to him or her. Frequent direct eye contact indicates interest, intimacy, or even affection. Depending on the culture of the person involved in the act of communication, avoidance of eye contact could indicate guilt, shyness, respect, or even dishonesty. The use of a handshake as a greeting in a business setting. A handshake normally conveys a first impression of the person that you're dealing with. A firm handshake will illustrate confidence and gets the other person's attention. Hold onto their hand a little longer than is necessary to keep their attention. A sloppy handshake will, in contrast, can be interpreted as a sign of insincerity or laziness. Please read pages 77 and 78 for the different types of handshakes that we have found in South Africa. The concept of personal space. Personal space is the distance between yourself and the person you're actually talking to. The space between close friends or relatives will be much closer than the actual space that is maintained by a company directive or a subordinate or opposing parties in an argument. Describing the behavior that could be considered as sexual harassment in the workplace. Invading someone's personal space could be seen as sexual harassment amongst other things. Touching a co-worker or a subordinate inappropriately, touching a co-worker on a shoulder or some other body part that is not considered private, or letting your fingers stray on a person's body too long, telling sexist jokes, or making sexist comments. Interacting with people but in a business setting. Meeting people in a business setting is something that we do with both internal but also external customers. The first impression that you create is the moment of truth, which basically influences your success during the interaction with your customer. The importance of the first impressions in a business environment. Have you ever heard of the expression, first impressions last? Colleagues and clients will not be impressed if your clothes aren't neat. You don't make eye contact or aren't friendly towards them. Untidiness is a sure source of customer dissatisfaction. Customers expect us and our premises, our businesses, to be clean but also tidy at all times. Greeting the customers in keeping with established organizational culture. Greeting the customer can often be the most important aspect of doing business. Examples could be smiling, projecting professionalism, greeting all customers loud but also clear, ask visitors whom they would like to see, ask for the customer's name and note their pronunciation, but also keep the visitor informed. Now, introducing people to each other in a business-like manner. People who are in your presence and do not know each other should be introduced to each other. Customers and visitors should be introduced to employees when they come into contact with each other, and new employees should be introduced to other employees and customers. Demonstrating ways of closing interaction with a customer or a visitor. The closing of interaction will create a last impression with a customer or guest. Find ways to leave your customer feeling valued, cared for, and happy to do business with your organization. Remember to thank the customer for their visit or to thank the customer for using the company's services or products. Explain the importance of delivering on promises or making alternative arrangements with reference to good customer service. Delivering on your promises is doing what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. Every time you follow through on a commitment, small or large, you will be building trust. And if you go above and beyond, you make an even stronger impression. Now, how do we demonstrate ways of behaving professional when provoked or in different circumstances? Conflicts are a natural and inevitable part of people working together, sharing diverse thoughts, concerns, perspectives, and goals. As an entrepreneur, you're going to have to deal with conflict situations both as a mediator to help resolve conflicts between others and as a participant when you are in conflict with someone. You are entitled to be angry or upset if you choose, but you can learn to control your behavior and the way you express that anger or upset so something comes from it. Explain the importance of confidentiality in interpersonal relationships with reference to company policies. As an interpersonal relationship is a relationship you have with the people around you, at home, at work, but also in the classroom. Many companies have policies that stress confidentiality in interpersonal relationships. This is very important in a workplace. For example, if one of your colleagues has made a mistake, you should not go around telling everybody about it. Please complete class activity 3 in your workbook. How we assess our own professional behavior in a business setting. You cannot control the behavior of other people, but you can always choose your own behavior when dealing with customers. There are many forms of irresponsible work ethic, like not doing your work with utmost care and skill, or being absent at work for parties while submitting fake sick notes, surfing the internet for personal enjoyment during working hours, taking stationery home, and generally incompetence. So how do we measure personal behavior against own performance agreements or company standards to identify self-development needs? Personal behavior can be measured against the stipulations in your company's code of conduct, or you can use your performance agreements to measure against company standards or code of conduct. By analyzing your own strengths and weaknesses against requirements of your job, you are actually able to identify opportunities for self-development, but also take ownership of your development by creating a personal development plan. A SWOT analysis can be used. Evaluating your success. The learning process is a recurring process in which you need to identify your development goal, initiate any action or actions that you need to reach your goal, and then periodically you have to actually evaluate your progress to achieving these goals. Take time to actually evaluate and reflect your progress, which is essential to enable that you actually make the necessary changes to your plan. Please complete class activity 4 in your workbook. Thank you.